Hey guys, it's Nick from F150LEDs.com. Today we're going to be showing you how easy it is to equip your Ford truck with our Spartan MKII CREE LED Hood Lights. For a deep dive look into our Spartan MKII Series lighting, you can check our in-depth overview video using the link in the description below. The installation is easy. We're going to show you how it's done right now.
Hey guys, it's Adam here and I'm going to be walking you through the install. We're going to get started by going through everything that comes with your kit. So we went ahead and laid out everything that you're going to receive with a standard Spartan Hood Light kit. You're going to receive your two Spartan lights here. You're going to receive the mounting brackets that mount actually to the bars themselves. And you're going to receive mounting brackets that mount to the actual truck. Now these mounting brackets are 15 plus F150, so the mounting brackets that come with your kit might look differently depending on what truck you have. You're also going to receive a heavy-duty wiring harness here that's going to come with 4 switch applications here. You can go with 2 of the standard switches that you run into the cab of the truck and they have an on and off switch, or you can do 2 hardwire. So if you have auxiliary switches, or if you want to run it to one of our headlight accessory connectors or to your front marker light, you can use our easy T-tap connectors that will come with your kit to run those wires to those different applications. So you can also use these hardwiring options to wire your backlighting. You're also going to receive everything you need hardware wise is going to be in this bag right here. If you're interested in our dual mounted kit, these are the brackets that would come with the kit. They don't come standard with this kit, but they are an add-on option on the site. The first thing we want to do to install this kit is we're going to be mounting our mounting brackets to the truck. To do so, we're going to lift up on this rubber piece here. That'll expose a size 10mm bolt right here that we need to back out. Now that we have this bolt removed, we're going to take our bracket, and with the longer flat part facing towards the inside of the truck, we're going to slide our bolt through here and then just simply reinstall our bolt. So if you're going to be doing a Spartan hood configuration, you're going to want to make sure that the Spartan logo on the top is facing up, and then we're going to take the bracket and come from underneath like so. First, we're going to need to put the 2 included nuts into these channels right here. So we're going to do that like so. There we go. Now that those are in, once again, you want to make sure your Spartan is facing up and the bracket's coming from underneath. You'll line up these channels with on the bracket with these holes here. So we're going to take our included bolt here, slide it in, begin to tighten that down. And how tight you do it right now is completely up to you. If you only want to go hand tight, that way you go ahead and install it on the truck and then position it where you want it, then tighten it down all the way you can, or you can go ahead and tighten it all the way down here as we're going to. Flip this nut around like so. Once again, line up your channel with the hole in your bracket. Hand thread it, then we'll take our included Allen key, Allen wrench, and tighten it down. And as you can see, it would mount to your hood like so, with the bracket on the bottom, Spartan logo facing up. Okay, now that we have our bracket mounted to the bar, we're going to take the included hardware and slide it through this channel right here. And then we're going to take this bolt and slide it through the mounting bracket that we installed earlier. And then we're going to take our washer, lock washer, and then finally we're going to take our nut, and then we're going to just get this threaded. Okay, now that we have our bar mounted to the truck, we're going to run our connection under this rubber piece and into the hood. So we're gonna lift up again on this rubber piece. And begin sliding this connection underneath it. We went ahead and popped our hood. So we're gonna lift up here and then reach through and just grab that connector and pull all the slack out of it like so. All right, now that we've mounted our bar to the truck and we've run the wiring with the connection from the bar into the engine bay, we're gonna go ahead and unravel our wiring harness. Starting here at the relay. Now this relay does not need to be mounted anywhere, but at the end of the install, we are gonna take the included zip ties and just kind of zip tie it up somewhere in the engine bay. That way it's not just dangling freely in here. So the first thing we're gonna route is the power and ground terminals. Those are gonna be going right here to your battery, so we're just gonna lay them out there. Secondly, we will take one of our connectors, as you can see here, that will connect to the connection that's coming from the bar. And we're just gonna run it over here for now before we connect it. Just have it sit there. Now we are going to take the other connector that's gonna go to the other side of the truck and route it across the engine bay over here to this connector that we ran into the engine bay as well. Now the last two things that we are going to route are our connectors for the different switches. As we've shown earlier, you can use a standard switch or you can use a hardwire switch. When you're routing these, you want to be sure to look at the color wires that are coming from the connectors here. The backlighting connector is the one with the white wire, and your primary lighting is the one with the blue wire. So if you're running a switch into the cab, you want to make sure that you take the connector with the blue wire and run it towards the cab of your truck. And then we're going to take the connector that has the white wire here that we are going to run down to the front marker light and just lay it right here at this headlight assembly like so. Now that we have that laid out, we're going to go ahead and connect our wired connection from the light to the wiring harness. We'll do the same thing on the other side and we'll be good to move on to the next step. All right, now we're going to take our terminal rings and mount them to the battery. So for the power on this truck, it's a size 11mm socket. So we're going to back that out, slide our terminal ring over that bolt there, and then tighten it back down like so. And then for our ground, it's a size 10mm socket. I'll switch those out real quick. Back that off. Put our terminal over the bolt like so. Go ahead and start tightening that nut back down. And now we're ready to move on to the next step. So there's a few different options when it comes to running your switches for your primary lighting and your backlighting. We're gonna start with our primary lighting, which is the connection point that has the blue wire in the middle of the connection point here. If your truck isn't equipped with auxiliary switches and you want to run a switch into the cab, which is the option we're going to be doing today, you're going to take the connection point here, and there is a grommet, a rubber grommet located right here. You might not be able to see it on video because it's tucked away a little bit, but we'll try to throw a picture on screen for you. But you're going to take this connection point, you're going to take a flathead screwdriver or a pry tool, pry back on this grommet and run it between the grommet and the truck into the footwell. We're gonna head inside the cab of the truck to connect and mount our switch, then we'll come back here to discuss backlighting options. Since we are going with a standard switch, we're gonna run this connector here in between this trim piece and the steering wheel. So we're gonna go ahead and feed that through here. And then reach under, pull it through. Now that we got that ran through, we're gonna take the connections here and connect them like so. You'll hear it click into place. And you'll see that our light is lighting up, indicating that we are receiving power. We're gonna go ahead and test them to make sure that the lights are working. Yes, I don't know if you can see, but we can see that our Hyper Optic Yellow turned on with our bars. So now we're ready to remove this 3M protective covering. And you really have a lot of different options to mount it here in the dash. We're gonna mount ours right here. Tuck this wire back a little bit. Like I said, remove this protective covering. And then hold this into place for about 15 to 30 seconds. Once we've done that, we're gonna take the included zip ties and zip tie this wire up into this area. That way it's not causing any issues dangling down right here. Now we're gonna go over backlighting switch options. If you wanna run a switch into the cab of the truck, just repeat the same steps we did for the primary lighting. The last two backlighting switch options that we're gonna show you today are gonna be utilizing your front marker. We're either gonna hardwire into the front marker itself or utilize one of our easy headlight accessory connectors, which is a plug and play style connector to where it also utilizes the front marker, so that whenever the front marker light is on, your backlighting will turn on as well. To do so, we're gonna take the connection point that has the white middle wire here. That is our backlighting connection point. And we're gonna need to run it down into the wheel well, into this opening that feeds down to the front marker light. So we're gonna do that. Now we're gonna head down to the wheel well and remove a few bolts to gain access to our wire that we just dropped down. There's 3 7mm size bolts located here. So we're gonna go ahead and back these out. Now that we have our wheel well liner pushed out of the way, we're gonna reach up into the headlight assembly and you'll feel the front marker socket. Give it a counterclockwise turn and pull directly away from the assembly, and that'll expose the front marker and the socket here. To use our headlight accessory connectors, what you wanna do is press down on this tab here on the back of the socket and pull away like so. And then we're gonna basically just make a plug and play connection here. You're gonna plug one end of your headlight accessory connector into the wiring from the truck, and then one end into the front marker socket itself, like so. Now, to connect this to the backlighting, as we have ran down the backlighting connection point here, we're gonna take our switch with the blue wire and we're gonna connect these two connection points like so. I'm gonna head and you strip back just a little bit of wire off of this blue wire. And then on the headlight accessory connector, there are 2 leads, a power and a ground. We're gonna be connecting to the power lead here. And to do that using this super simple, super easy connector, you just lift up on this orange tab here. And then we're gonna slide in a little bit of wire that we stripped back, and then just push down on this tab. You'll hear it click into place. You give it a tug and it's firmly seated. Now that we've done that, we can reinstall our front marker just the same way as we uninstalled it. Just reach up into the headlight assembly, slide it in and give it a clockwise turn to lock it into place. So if you opted to use the headlight accessory connector, you'd be good to go at this point. You would just need to pull the slack out of this up into the engine bay, use the included zip ties to zip tie it up there. That way this wire isn't dangling around down here. Then you put your wheel well liner back into place, put your 3 bolts back in, and you'd be good to go. Now, if you're gonna use our easy T-tap connectors to hardwire directly right into the front marker assembly, we're gonna show you how that's done right now. We're gonna be connecting to the power wire, which in this case is a white wire with a purple tracer on it. We're gonna take the included hardwiring option and the included T-tap, and we're gonna slide this end into this channel. And take a pair of pliers, clamp down on it. You may hear it click into place. And then we're gonna take the open end here, run it over that white wire with the purple tracer, which is the power wire on the back of the socket. And then once again, take our pliers, clamp down You hear a small click. And now we're going to take the connection here from the hard wire, connect it to the connection that we ran down from the wiring harness. Before we reinstall our front marker, you're going to want to go ahead and test that the backlighting is working properly, that you have a solid connection here by either unlocking the truck and the front marker lighting up and your backlighting lighting up, or you can just open the door and turn on your front marker lights and the front marker will light up, and then your backlighting should light up as well. For the sake of time in the video, we've already tested these. They're working properly. So we're just going to reinstall our front marker light into the socket, give it a clockwise turn to lock it into place. Now that we have everything connected and tested, we can put our wheel well liner back into place, put our 3 screws back into place, and then take our included zip ties and clean up any wiring that's loose in the engine bay, and we'll be good to go.
So that's all there is to equipping our Spartan MKII Series lighting on your Ford truck. We guarantee that you're gonna love them. You can check them out right now at F150LEDs.com, where you'll also find all of our custom built LED lighting products built specifically for your Ford truck. We truly appreciate your support and can't wait to see you soon and serve you soon at F150LEDs.com. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube below and also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at F150LEDs. Thanks guys.